Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is once again time for a shop tour. Now, I have been guaranteed that this will be the last week that I do not have a calendar. It should be here today, but I believe it is January 18th. So we're going to get, and actually, I'm not going to be here next week for the shop tour because I'm going down to Daytona for a couple different things. 24-hour races next weekend, and then I've got a team, a new team that I'm going to be, turns out I'm going to be helping a little bit. So yeah, so no shop tour next week. We'll have a Daytona report in 2 weeks and go from there. So, all right, shop tour time. I didn't get to the next transmission that I'm going to be starting, but that will get started tomorrow. That's going to be Bill Knight's new transmission. It's just not sitting here yet. It's still down there. So I've been working on cylinder head stuff a little bit. This is John Sewell's B18 C1, and I've got my Mazda 2, and I've got Tom Campbell's F Production cylinder head sitting here for just a quick refresh, which isn't that big of a deal. And then, so immediately, you're gonna see that the Mazda 2's down here. So it's sitting on the scales, you can see. So I'm a big proponent of these smart strings. I don't know in a shop tour if I've ever had these sitting on a car, maybe I have. But I'm a big proponent of these smart strings that you can literally hang on the car, square up the box around the car, and that way you can roll the car and the strings stay attached. And this way you can run the car up and down, make suspension adjustments, realign it, you can corner weight it, you can do everything with all of this attached. So just finishing up the corner weight and alignment, everything's looking really good. So essentially, besides a final cleaning, the car's done. I'm ready to go 2 months ahead of time, which is better than last minute, so that's always a good thing. So looking forward to going down to Texas to Eagles Canyon. So every year I try and go to a new track. That's kind of my thing I try and do every year. I'm running out of tracks, but this year, Eagles Canyon down in Texas. It's north of Fort Worth, out in the middle of nowhere. So I had been working on these Spec MX5 engines. They are both completed and will be picked up tomorrow for Brian Heitman and Justin Mason in Kansas City. So they are done and ready to go. So that project worked out really well. And I have been spending time this week finishing the RX-8. So we had talked about how I was going to be installing a rear cage in the car. So this is kind of the design that he wanted. I think it actually turned out really well. We've got the cage just right up against the roof here. Plates on the sill versus the floor where there's a lot more strength. And you know, all the rear braces and all of that, as well as, which is kind of, I'm not going to say it's the hardest part of the whole project, but painting a roll cage inside of an RX-8 is not easy, guys. So I had paper everywhere, you know, all taped off, and I think it turned out pretty good. So it's nice and dry, and we're going to get some belts. So, you know, a lot of this is we're stiffening the chassis with a cage, and we're also making it a lot safer for him when he goes out onto the racetrack. So we're going to get some belts mounted, and he'll be ready to go here in another couple weeks. We should be good. I think he was going to order some belts and have them shipped here. So we're looking good on that. Caterham's still sitting here because it has been like below zero with snow and ice on the ground for like the last week. So she's just kind of sitting here marinating in the nice warm weather. So the last thing I wanted to show you guys, and I'm going to give, this is, you know how I always try and like to give like a little mini shout out every week. We've been having trouble with the distributors. You know, we talked about this last week. And Mike Taylor turned me on to this company called DigiDizzy. All right, this is a shout out to DigiDizzy. I emailed the guy, and he got back with me in like an hour. Had it in stock, sent it right out. I had it in a couple days. So check this out. This is a really cool distributor replacement. So it's got the tang to go onto the cam. You've got your plugs that plug directly into the stock harness. He provided me with the coil plate and all of the plugs in one harness. The only thing I had to buy was these Denso coils. So this completely deletes the old original distributors, and in doing all the research I've been doing, these distributors are a real problem. So I'm going to get this car running actually this afternoon and get it final dynoed. I'm sure that this was our issue, but it was such an easy plug and play. One ground wire, 2 plug-ins in the coil wires, and it fired right up. I mean, good job to DigiDizzy on developing this product. I think it's only about 2 or 3 years old now. If you're interested in replacing your Honda distributor, I would highly recommend it. So that is our shop tour for this week. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate all the comments you guys have been posting. And yep, we are working our way through this super cold winter. It has been the coldest and snowiest winter I've seen in Topeka in a few years. So like I said, appreciate you guys watching. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care.